I can hear you.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm sorry that you got sent home right before jury, but how was your experience overall playing Big Brother?
It was incredible. It was the most fun I've ever had in my entire life. And I'm so grateful to be a part of this season for so many reasons. Every single person in this cast is absolutely incredible. And to my knowledge, it sounds like this is going to be a historic season, regardless of the fact that I'm someone who got sent home. I'm on the wrong side of this alliance that could make history. I am still extremely happy to be a part of it.
So you have heard about the cookout itself.
I have heard about it. A little insulted I wasn't asked to be a part of it, but I have heard about it.
So you seemed pretty mad this week when you got put on the block. Obviously, who wouldn't be? But were you surprised to be targeted? Because I was not surprised. You were a competition beast.
No, I wasn't. That was my argument. I'm not a competition beast, right? 5 wins, 5 weeks, not me. But yes, I don't think it was even a question. Once I was sitting on the block as a replacement nom, I don't think the 3 days really made a difference. I understand I made a good pitch and I did the best I could for 3 days, but I'm not sure anything else I could have added to my argument in order to sway people to keep me. They really saw me as that big of a threat where it didn't matter who I sat next to. I was going home.
Yeah. Well, Tiffany worked really hard to try to keep you in the house.
No, I'm so happy to hear that. It seems that that's what I'm hearing. She worked very hard. Xavier worked very hard. Of course, Alyssa worked very hard. And I do believe that they did try everything in their power because I do believe it was in their best interest to keep me around. So it's good to hear, but still sad to hear when you're sitting in the hotel on this interview.
Yeah. How are you feeling towards Derek X and the rest of the house right now?
And I'm congratulations to him. He did a good job. He took the shot that I should have taken last week. So I got nothing to say to him besides, you played a better game than I did. And I had all the power last week to take him out. It was in my best interest at the time to keep him around. But, in hindsight, it seems that I should have taken the shot. But I'm not going to dwell on it because I know that he's next to go because of this move. And I'm going to be the first one to tell him, I told you so, buddy. I told you, you took out your shield, you're next. So
if you had managed to stay in the house, would he have absolutely been your target this week?
No, I would have honored my deal. I know I give people the benefit of the doubt, and that does kind of screw me in the end. But I promised him if I stayed this week, I would throw this competition, which doesn't really sound like me, but I needed to start playing smarter. So I would have thrown this competition. I can't say, listen, I'm not a big comp threat. Keep me around. And then the first opportunity I get to play in a comp, I win. So I could not have won this comp. I would have thrown it. And I did promise him that I would have thrown it and I wouldn't go after him next time I got HOH. So to keep that promise, I would have thrown it to someone, hopefully, I think I would have been able to sway in order to get him out. So there's the little loophole. Listen, I'm not going to go after you, but I'm going to work. I'm going to work my butt off to make sure that the next HOH does go after you and does my dirty work for them or for me.
Nice. Do you wish in hindsight you had laid a little lower and maybe thrown some competitions early on in the game?
Absolutely not. I understand that is kind of odd for me to answer that way, but I do think that there was an alternate route where I could have won just as frequently as I did win and still stayed in the house given my social game was better. I'm not saying my social game was terrible because I do want to give myself some credit, but I'm saying my comp wins were here. My social game was here. If I kept the comps here, put my social game to where it was balanced, I could have easily had those comp wins and had the social game to maneuver myself through this week. And I think the big difference between the strategy that I used and the strategy that would have worked is to not isolate myself with the biggest distraction in the house, which is Alyssa. So it's very hard for me to separate that because, of course, I wanted to spend every single moment with her.
I was gonna ask, do you wish you had maybe kept that off the table to help the game a little bit?
Yes, I wish that I wouldn't have not wanted to be in the relationship. I wouldn't have not wanted the relationship that I want with Alyssa. Of course, I'm extremely happy we have that relationship, but I wish I could have maybe not isolated myself with her so frequently because, like I said, I think I could have kept the amount of comps that I had and socialized with a broader group of people than just Alyssa. And I think I would have been okay. So it was not the fact that I was such a comp threat. It was the fact that I was a comp threat and didn't have the social spider web in order to save myself.
Yeah. So talk to me about Alyssa. Is this the real deal? What do you hope happens down the line?
Yeah, we talked about it in the house. I said to her, we were talking about a relationship after the show, and we both kind of mentioned how opposites attract. And I asked her what her weakness is. She said she's an overthinker. I told her that's perfect because I never think. So it's the perfect combination of her and me. We really do look after each other, both in this game, and I'm going to look out for her outside this game. I do. We're not official. It's not anything like that. But I want to do everything in my power to make sure that she has the best amount of luck and the greatest time she can inside the game and outside the game. And I hope that I'm able to be a part of that great time she has outside the game.
I don't know if anybody has told you this, but a bunch of fans on Twitter last night were pointing out that the last two couples that got split up, one in jury, one not in jury, they're married now.
Really?
Yeah.
No, that has not been pointed out to me. Wow.
People
That's
were
a
like,
lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure, guys. She's someone I really can see myself being with forever. Since I've left this house, I'll be honest, she has been the only thing on my mind. And she really is the number one reason why I'm so upset to be leaving the house, especially pre-jury, because assuming there was an opportunity for me to stay in the jury, I would have at least had the rest of the summer with her, assuming she went to jury as well. But I would never want that for her. I want her to win this game, and I would have worked just as hard as I did to survive. I would have worked just as hard to pitch that she needs to be the winner of this competition. And I wish the best for her. And I cannot wait to see her outside this house. That makes me so happy.
That's great. Good for you. Good for you guys. So who do you think is in the best position in the house right now?
Xavier, my buddy, my best friend in the house. Xavier is in the best position. Now I know he's part of this really intricate, extremely intelligent, diverse group of people that can win competitions, strategize, socialize with other people, make connections with everybody, and they have every single base covered. They are really in a good position with this Cookout Alliance. And Xavier being in that Cookout Alliance, I think he has probably a smaller alliance even within that one, which is very good for him because I think he probably has everything he needs in order to win this game. And I am wishing him the best of luck, but of course I'm a little biased to one person that I want to win.
Yeah. No, I think he is definitely flying under the radar as a strong player. Yeah.
As a bartender, right? Yeah, he's extremely smart, and every single sign looking back on it now points to the fact that he is a successful lawyer. And now that I know he is, it does make sense. The man went to bed at 10 o'clock every night. I don't know a single model or bartender that has a 10 p.m. bedtime. So he also was the reason I had all those arguments. Those were really all his ideas. I just was able to physically make the pitches.
Yeah. So who do you think is in the worst position in the house?
Unfortunately, I think Brittany is. And that breaks my heart because she's been on the block 3 times before. She's someone I had a final two alliance with, someone who's extremely passionate in this game, and someone who I believe is just like me, not there for the money. She's there to enjoy every single second in the house, just like I did. And it really does break my heart because I was on the block for 3 days and it sucked. As much as it was still exciting for me to be there because I felt like I was really participating in the game, I cannot imagine what it's like being on the block 3 times in a row for 3 weeks in a row. And I'm so like, it's so sorry, or I'm so sorry to say, but I think she's going to be the next one to leave the house.
Interesting. I think she makes a good pawn because she is so well liked. So I think she might surprise people how far she goes.
I hope that's the case, but I think surviving 4 times is, I mean, she's done it 3 times before. So I guess if anyone could do it, she could do it, right?
Yep. So obviously you want Alyssa to win, but other than her, who else are you hoping makes it all the way to the end?
Xavier, I think, is in the best position to win. And I do hope Xavier does win. I don't hope he wins over Alyssa, but I do hope that if Xavier were to win, I hope that he would take Alyssa with him. And that would be the 1 and 2, second place. I'm sure she would still be happy with. So I do hope that either Xavier wins over Alyssa, but if Alyssa has the control of who she's sitting next to, I hope she does not pick Xavier because I do want her to win. And I am nervous that she will not have the votes next to him.
Yeah. What's your take on Sarah Beth and Kylan? Because a lot of people in the house think they are some kind of secret duo or that her girlfriend is fake or whatever, like some stuff.
I don't want to say anything bad about them because I really like them. I just think that the relationship is odd. I think that they were arguably showed more PDA in public than me and Alyssa did as a showmance. And the only reason why I think that came off and rubbed people the wrong way was because everybody knows about Sarah Beth's relationship outside the house with her girlfriend. So it did rub people the wrong way, but you know what? She's playing a better game than I am. She survived the block and she survived next to me. She's still in the house. And it's not for me to say whether or not she had permission to play this game that way. If that's how she wants to play, it seems to be working. So it's extremely good for her because she's playing a better game than me. But yes, her and Kylan definitely is an odd relationship within the house that people are taking notice of. So
oh yes,
people are very aware of it. It's just unfortunate that they split me and Alyssa up before them.
I think Sarah Beth is in danger in the game.
Yes, I do think she is as well. And I tried pointing out in my pitch that if Sarah Beth stays, I think she'll be harder to take out than people think next week or this week. I still believe that's the case. I think she'd be harder to take out than people believe, especially if this HOH yesterday was a memory comp. I have no idea, but if it was a memory comp, she has a very good chance of doing well. And if that's the case, I don't even want to jinx it, but I think I know who could potentially be on the block, which of course breaks my heart.
Have you heard about her real occupation?
Is she not a voice actress?
No.
Oh, what is she?
She's a forensic scientist.
Oh gosh, man, she has such a appealing voice where, you know what, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I have no idea, but I guarantee she probably also is a voice actress on the side. But I can see that being her career as well.
She certainly could be. I think that was a great lie to tell.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good one. So my last question is, are you going to reach out to the other evicted house guests? They have been kind of chatting with each other on social media.
Yes, absolutely. I'm definitely going to reach out to them. Even Whitney, who I hope she doesn't have any hard feelings for me. I'm especially going to reach out to Whitney because I really hope she didn't take me evicting her personally. I hope I justified all my reasons for taking her out. And there's really no hard feelings with anybody in this cast. I cannot wait to reach out to everybody, regardless of if it's the past evictees or the future ones, because we're going to be a really close group of friends outside the house. And yeah, that's probably going to be one of the first things I do once I get my phone back today. So I'm excited for it.
Well, the buzz has been that this is one of the best casts in years. And it's really hard because everyone's so likable that we don't want anyone to go home.
Yeah, I really got the same vibe. Literally the first day I realized that this is going to be an incredible season because the cast is an absolute unique, insanely talented, gifted group of people. And I'm so glad, although I feel that I maybe am not as gifted as others in that regard, but I feel that I am very lucky to be a part of such an extensive group of talented people.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me today, and take care.
Of course, take care. It was nice speaking with you.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Thanks.